Hi, this is Florence Dinard, the Event Director for Bett Asia 2023. It is an immense pleasure to welcome you to our event this year. The 7th edition of Bett Asia will take place for the second time in Thailand at the Athene Hotel Bangkok on the 4th and 5th of October. Our event is highly supported and co-hosted for the second year by the Thailand Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. The overarching theme for Bett Asia 2023 is transforming minds for a sustainable future, and our content team will tell you more about it shortly. So, what have we been doing since last year? We have multiplied our partnerships with local schools, universities and associations to increase the number of attendees, and we're on track with our registration schedule. We also have launched initiatives that will help us drive additional interest to Bett Asia, as well as having an impact on the educational technology industry in Southeast Asia. Amongst our new initiatives, we have Bett Asia EdTech 10, which champions 10 women who have had an impact on education technology. We also have Bett Asia Awards that recognizes educational excellence, celebrates and champions EdTech trendsetters. A new initiative, Bett Asia School Challenge, in partnership with iTrain and sponsored by Google. We also have a startup competition produced in collaboration with Supercharger Ventures. The competition recognizes the future best of Asia's EdTech companies. So let's talk about the pre- and on-site organization. And with no further ado, let me introduce you to Sue Warwick, our operation manager.
Hello, I'm Sue Warwick and I'm the operations manager for Bett. I'll be on hand both pre-show and on-site to answer any operational queries you have about exhibiting. Today, I'm going to talk you through some essential information to help get you started. So on arrival, you will need to collect your badge. Please ensure you pre-register for your badge prior to arrival. The registration link is now live. All you need to bring with you is your confirmation email to print your badge on site. Badges can be collected either at the top of the foyer staircase on level 1 or next to the exhibition hall on level 2. I'll just talk you through the overall layout of the venue. So the Leadership Summit is here on the first floor. The exhibition is here on the second floor. There's escalators here to take you up to the second floor. To make your way directly to the exhibition hall, take the lift from the foyer to the second floor and turn left to find the exhibition hall at the end of the corridor. Alternatively, you can access through the Athene Tower building, which joins the hotel. So make your way to the back of that foyer and take the lift to the second floor, where you'll find the exhibition hall opposite the lift. So everything you need to know about planning for your stand is in the exhibitor manual. Please ensure that you and your contractors read this thoroughly, as there is vital information in here regarding health and safety, rules and regulations, and all the deadlines for ordering services and their corresponding forms. So if you're having items shipped to Thailand, we would recommend using our official freight forwarding company. We work directly with DSV, who would be more than happy to assist you with your requirements. Their details can be found in the manual. One thing to note is that there is a traffic restriction in Bangkok for vehicles with more than 6 wheels. They are banned from Bangkok from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you have any concerns about this, please contact us directly and we will work with you to ensure you can still gain access to build your stand. So here at Hive, we take health and safety very seriously. Working at height is one of the leading causes of injuries at events. Please ensure that you and your contractors use ladders correctly and do not use other items such as chairs to reach things. The exhibition hall is a building site during build-up and therefore appropriate footwear is essential. This means no flip-flops or open-toed shoes. Please ensure you and your contractors fully familiarise yourself with the site induction. In the manual, there are a number of health and safety forms that are required to be filled out. Please ensure that you have read and understood all of these prior to submitting, as these are here to protect you and your staff. We have 2 stand types at Bett Asia, shell and space only. When purchasing your stand, basic insurance is included. This doesn't cover damages, just public liability. But if you have your own insurance, then please submit this to Innovexco, who will check it and then refund you the package. All shell scheme exhibitors get a furniture and electrics package included. Exactly what you get is dependent on the size of your shell scheme stand, identified in the table here. Shell scheme stands will have access to the exhibition hall from 3 p.m. on Tuesday, 3rd of October. All Shell scheme exhibitors are required to do a risk assessment. You do not have to submit it to us, but a copy must be available for on-site inspection. If you're planning on graphics for your Shell scheme, we strongly recommend working with our provider, Pico, as they are the Shell scheme stand builder and will print and apply the graphics to your stand prior to arrival. If you're considering building within your Shell scheme stand, it is possible, but prior approval is required from the organisers. You will also need to fill out the health and safety and construction forms that space-only stands do. All space-only stands are required to submit drawings of their proposed stand design for approval. These drawings must be sent to Essential Events by 1st September. This deadline must be adhered to, as there may be changes requested for your design if we do not feel they conform to the rules. All space-only stands are required to complete and submit to Essential Events a risk assessment, method statement and health and safety declaration. Failure to do so will result in delays to your build, as these will need to be produced on site prior to commencing build. Please note that given the size of the exhibition hall, the height limit for all stands is 3 metres. Access for space-only stands is from 8 a.m. on Tuesday, 3rd of October. And finally, please make sure that you make note of all the ordering and submission deadlines in the manual. If you miss these, then surcharges apply and can result in higher fees for your show. Make sure you book your accommodation with the link to get a preferential rate to stay on site at the Athenae. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at the email address shown.
Hello and welcome to the content section of the Bett Asia Exhibitor Masterclass. My name is Emily Collier and I'm a senior content producer at Bett Asia. Today I will be taking you through our key content themes that will shape all of the content sessions and messages at the show, as well as an overview of our main content features so that you can have meaningful conversations with our audience of educators and leaders and deliver impactful, relevant content at the show. Our themes and content programme are informed by discussions with our advisory board and through desk research. From February to March 2023, we also conducted 38 30-minute interviews with K-12, TVET, Vocational Education and Training, and Higher Education, HE, educators, leaders, policymakers, and consultants, primarily from Asia, on their current challenges and priorities related to the use of technology in education. Based on findings from conversations with our audience members, our overarching theme and key message for this edition of Bett Asia is transforming minds for a sustainable future. The rapid adoption of transformative technology is redefining several aspects of our lives. But what does this mean for education? With this disruption comes great opportunity. The applications of generative AI in education, for example, are seemingly endless, including the possibility to provide truly equitable, personalised learning for all learners in all settings, accounting for the full spectrum of technology provision. After 3 years of steep learning, it is time for the education and technology community to unite and harness curiosity, innovation, and technology's potential for better learning outcomes for all and a more sustainable, resilient future. Underneath our overarching theme sit our 4 key content themes that run throughout and shape all of our content sessions at the show. Firstly, our innovation theme is around realising the potential of transformative technologies such as generative AI and AR, augmented reality, to enrich teaching and learning, cultivating a mindset of innovation and curiosity in the face of significant technological advances, and leading an evidence-based, purpose-built digital strategy. Then we have a diversity and inclusion theme, which is on harnessing innovative tools to create truly equitable, personalised and relevant learning experiences so that all learners can fulfil their potential. Engaging policymakers, industry and practitioners in an outcomes-focused dialogue to reach marginalised learners and overcome the global education crisis, and embedding universal design for learning and assistive technologies in pedagogy to engage learners with diverse needs and abilities. Next up, we have our wellbeing theme on supporting mental wellbeing practices across education communities, staff, learners and families, empowering staff with tools and practices to rebalance workload ensure purposeful and fulfilling careers, and prioritise the human connection of education, and strengthening digital citizenship within and beyond the classroom for confident, resilient learners. And finally, we have our sustainability theme, which focuses on championing the Sustainable Development Goals, both within teaching and learning and organisational operations and practices, developing the whole learner to nurture global citizens who can thrive in a disruptive future of working, learning and living, and forging partnerships with industry to foster lifelong learning and skills critical to a viable, sustainable workforce. I'm now going to give a brief overview of our two key content features at the show, the Leadership Summit and the Classroom Theatre. The two-day Leadership Summit programme will explore topics nominated by policy and decision makers from K-12, TVET and HE, which address key opportunities to improve education systems and further student outcomes across Asia. The plenary keynotes will be delivered by high-level speakers, followed by breakout HE, government, TVET and K-12 streams of workshops, demonstrations, discussions and presentations. We'll also be running a series of VIP roundtables, providing senior education leaders and influencers with actionable takeaways to transform and future-proof their institutions. Content is specially curated for anyone within a leadership position in a school, college, university or education system, such as government or state. Next up, we have the Classroom Theatre. Featuring live product demos, the Classroom Theatre is where we showcase the latest innovations and solutions that are revolutionising teaching and learning and enabling creative learning experiences to engage all students. Classroom Theatre sessions target the entire K-12, TVET and HE ecosystem from across the region, including senior education leaders, institution, digital or IT leads, and in-classroom educators. The sessions in this space showcase practical product demonstrations to deepen understanding and evaluate efficacy of solutions. Our agenda is launching on our website at the beginning of August, so if you would like to get involved in any of the available speaking opportunities at the show, please email asia@bettshow.com. Thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Bjorn. I work on the commercial team here at Bett. I'm joined by Ed as well, who works on the commercial team. And we're here with Mia, who actually works with a lot of our clients and has a few questions prepared of the regular questions that we get from our clients when they're leading up to the show.
Thanks, Bjorn. So one of the questions we get quite often is, how do companies effectively prepare for the event?
It's a really good question and something we get often. And there's some clients who do this incredibly well and others they can 100% improve. And I think there's a few different ways that you can look at this. One is internally. Have you got emails that are going out soon where you include your activities at BettAsia? Are there social posts where you can use the BettAsia 2023 hashtag? Are there footers that your sales team can be using in their emails? And then secondly, the ways of working with BettAsia specifically. So with the Bett team, we have our own email campaigns, our own social campaigns, website, app, newsletter, lots of these opportunities which you could include your activations in. Definitely reach out to your account manager if that's something that's interesting for you. And I think the third way that's really powerful is using your commercial teams, sales teams with customer invitations. And I think that's something, Ed, you do with a lot of your clients.
Yeah, I think it's just a really good way to kind of personalize something within the whole opportunity of like BettAsia. And that's, whether it's a hotel recommendation or a recommendation about somewhere to eat in and around the event, it just adds that kind of personal touch to what's the other marketing activity that will wrap around the event.
Thanks for that. That's great advice. So what additional opportunities at BettAsia should someone be considering to enhance their presence?
Yeah, that's something, it's a question we get quite a lot from clients around this time of year about this distance from the event. And it really depends on what the objective is for you as an organization. So for some people, it's how do we elevate the meetings that we're having on site? So with BettAsia being a leadership event, there's a lot of meetings happening on site and they want a bit of a private space where you can elevate that conversation and maybe have small group discussions or one-to-one meetings. For others, it's all about their brand exposure, getting their brand in front of as many senior leaders as they possibly can. So looking at what banner availability do we have? Is there networking events that they can sponsor? Is there lunches that they can sponsor? Things like that. And then I would say, finally, thought leadership. So a lot of companies want to put their thought leadership out there in front of the audience. And we have a few very limited opportunities left within our Classroom Theatre and our K-12 stream on the main Leadership Summit.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bjorn. So coming to the show, you're going to meet a lot of people, but how do our attendees ensure an effective sales follow-up post-show?
Yeah, that's a great question, Mia. Like, you will be having loads of great conversations about Asia, and ensuring a good follow-up is key to ensuring that you're maximizing those revenue opportunities. So I think take good notes, whether like me, I always do a kind of voice note after a meeting, or whether you want to jot it down on a piece of paper, either's fine. And also pay particular attention to spelling. There'll be attendees coming from all over Southeast Asia and beyond. So yeah, if in doubt, check the old LinkedIn profile.
And I think that really sort of sets apart a lot of the companies that come. A lot of them don't have that sort of follow-up process happening after the event, so it can really help set you apart and change that sort of experience the visitors have post-show as well. That's everything from us today, but if there are any questions you have about anything that we've talked about, or you want to visit any of those opportunities in more detail, definitely reach out to any of us, or go to the website and look at our email address on bettasia.com. And otherwise, we'll see you in a few months in Thailand. Thanks so much.
Hello, I'm Camilla Johansson, and I am the Global Key Account Manager for Bett UK and Bett Asia. I look after all governments globally and look after all country pavilions at Bett. We will have 3 country pavilions at Bett Asia this year: Department for Business and Trade, which is from the UK, Hungary and Poland. This will bring over 25 European companies to Bett Asia. One of my main recommendations is to research the Southeast Asian education market, as we expect representatives from nearly all Southeast Asian countries, including ministerial representatives. We have been seeing a big trend of investment into edtech across the region over the last few years, and this is a trend that I highly expect to continue. This is because education has become more accessible through edtech and due to COVID. This also reflects on the economic growth in the area and the change in natural resources necessary for the modern world. We will be hosting a session for the country pavilions with Michael Clem at Bett Asia prior to the event for a further deep dive into the education and edtech market in Asia. I would also recommend starting now to market your presence at Bett Asia through LinkedIn and direct emails. We have large delegations from international schools, local schools, and edtech investors. It is worth getting to know these key buyers early, as this will maximize your return on investment. Contact your embassies and trade bodies in Southeast Asia, as they will be able to help you connect with more buyers and market your presence as well. Please also share the full list of exhibitors as soon as possible so that we can upload this onto the website. I would recommend adding a 150-word section about each company and send the logo. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, my final recommendation, which is the most important one, is to make sure that you try the breakfast at the Athene if you're staying there. It's honestly the best hotel breakfast I've ever had. Look forward to seeing you at Bett Asia. Thank you.